Hello and welcome to another installment of Let's Play Assassin's Creed Origins. When we left off, we had just assassinated our first target, Meduna Moon. And we are actually ready to leave Siwa, I believe. I don't think there are any residual quests in this area for now, at least. So let's go ahead. When ready to leave Siwa, speak to Hepzefa. I think I will actually just take a gander in the at the blacksmith's shop and the tailor, just to see what they have. And also maybe... Oh, what's happening here? Interesting. He's quite agile. Did he get through that little hole there? Strange. Anyway, let's see what the blacksmith has. So we can buy. I will never buy anything, but there's the option to buy, and we can upgrade. I will wait. I will hold on to upgrading until we're at the level cap, level 55. Whereupon I will upgrade everything to the max level. Now, yeah, I think I will just use weapons I find, even though I've got better quality ones, simply to avoid spending money. And we can sell items. I won't do that just yet.
Anytime I can help, I'm here.
Yeah, there's no point in going to the stables or the what's it called, the tailor shop. We won't be buying anything, at least not yet. So let's talk to Hepzefa, our good friend, and let's get out of Siwa.
Are you ready? It is a long journey.
Do you want to leave Siwa? You can return later. Yes, I would like.
I must leave Siwa. There are others to whom I must deliver justice. Especially the one known as the Snake.
How will you find these men?
Aya has been tracking them in Alexandria. I must find her.
She said she would be visiting her cousin at the Great Library.
Great Library?
And she said if you are coming to tell you one word. Serapis.
Serapis? The god that Greeks and Egyptians share. Of course, I see.
And Bayek, do something about that beard.
Goodbye, my friend.
Oh shit! Layla, you need a refill on cyclosporin. Stat. Layla, wakey wakey. Don't make me come down there. Layla? Layla! Come on back. Layla, are you with me? Habibti.
Told you not to call me that.
Thing is, the fastest way to get your attention is to piss you off.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, you need to take a break. The Animus is rejecting you.
I'm fine.
Yes, but your kidneys aren't. Go add more cyclosporin before they shut down.
Yes, Nurse Geary.
That's Medical Officer Geary to you. So? How did it go?
My mods are holding. Subject's memories are perfectly clear. If this doesn't convince Abstergo to give me a place on the Animus project, nothing will.
Amazing! Who do you have in there?
His name is Bayek of Siwa. The death of his son turned him into a killer.
Think it'd be of interest to Abstergo?
Don't start.
You know, they're not gonna be happy with how he handled this assignment.
They know I don't work by the book.
Well, this time you lit the book on fire and then stomped on it. Anyway, none of this will matter if you're comatose. Now go get that cyclosporin.
So here we can see we actually play as someone called Layla Hassan who works for Abstergo Industries. And this
Still
is
looking for the
an Animus,
cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
a machine which lets you relive the memories of people of the past. Of course, we could just get the cyclosporin and go back into the Animus, but we are, of course, going to explore.
Dee never puts in enough snacks.
So we've set up a little makeshift camp in some kind of cave.
Need that med.
In-flight entertainment, the question mark, Egyptian mysteries, secret science investigations. Investigation, hidden chambers in pyramids were they built by
Still
aliens?
looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Light on the myths and the proofs, traces of ancient technologies, connections with gods or aliens. Don't miss encrypted messages surrounding the Sphinx. Interview with famous Egyptologist and scientist Dr. Leith E. Everett. Mummification and the afterlife, signs of ancient Egyptian spirits among us. Interesting. Yeah. Hold your horses.
Come forth by day, and I will guide you home.
Who are you talking to?
Bayek's mummy.
Real chatterbox, that one. Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have, I guess this is to extract DNA from Bayek into the machine. Can we jump down here? No, we cannot.
One bar. No, half a bar. Need that med kit.
I wonder if you're able to climb now. No, that's later. Alright, so we can collect this.
Damn it, my papers went everywhere.
Whoops, anything important?
Yeah, the notes on the Animus.
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Now I forget what happens when you find all of these. I think they just give you extra files on the computer. So let's check out the computer. Lots of things to go to look at here. Retrieve the cyclosporin from the medkit, that's our current objective, and we have the Abstergo Historical Research Division. Let's look at documentation. Oh, there's a lot. But this is all lore. Abstergo Historical Research Division, Employee Manual, front page. Alright. Abstergo Corporation NDA, Non-Disclosure Agreement, made between Layla Hassan and Abstergo Industries on the 6th of January 2014. Employee will perform services for Abstergo Industries that may require Abstergo Industries to disclose confidential and proprietary information to employee. Confidential information is information of any kind, nature, or description concerning any matters affecting or relating to employees' services for Abstergo Industries, the business or operations of Abstergo Industries, and or the products, drawings, plans, processes, Animus experience, or other data. The employee agrees as follows. Employee will hold the confidential information received in strict confidence and shall exercise an extreme degree of care to prevent disclosure to others. Employee will not disclose or divulge either directly or indirectly the confidential information unless first authorized to do so in writing. Employee will, upon request or upon termination, deliver to Abstergo Industries any drawing, notes, documents, equipment, and material received from Abstergo Industries or originating from its activities for Abstergo Industries. Abstergo Industries shall have the sole right to determine the treatment of any information that is part or project specific received from employee, including the right to disclose the same without prior patent applications. To file copyright registration in its own name or to follow any other procedure as Abstergo Industries may deem appropriate. Abstergo Industries reserves the right to take disciplinary action up to and including termination and memory removal for violation of this agreement. Signing below signifies that the employee agrees to the terms and conditions of the agreement stated above. Simon Hathaway, Layla Hassan. So this is interesting. I mean, all of this is pretty standard, I guess. I'm no lawyer, but seems pretty standard, except this last bit about memory removal. And then below is just the same text again. Abstergo Historical Research Division, Employee Manual Mission Statement. The mandate of Abstergo Historical Research Division is to conduct rigorous research into historical events and document this research in meticulous fashion, with a particular focus on investigating previously obscure incidents and shedding light on the historical personages involved therein. Research conducted and compiled by Historical Research Division teams represents a broad potential benefit to a variety of academic disciplines, including archaeology, anthropology, environmental history, and political science. Okay. Visionaries and pioneers. Understanding yesterday, bettering tomorrow. The Historical Research Division was inspired by the works of Dr. Warren Vidic, a pioneer in the field of genetic memory science. Vidic's work needed raw data reaching beyond what was available at the time. The Historical Research Division was quickly put together at first to accommodate Abstergo in its research, and soon took on a life of its own. Dr. Warren Vidic. Dr. Vidic was responsible for Abstergo's first forays into genetic memory exploration. Without the benefits of Vidic's extensive research and rigorous approach to scientific practice, Abstergo would not be what it is today. Alvaro Grammatica. Grammatica's background in mechanical engineering, biology, and computer science helped make him the first to recognize how rich and meaningful historical material acquisition could cement Abstergo's standing in the modern-day landscape. Isabelle Ardant. Ardant joined the company as a digital archivist with a deep knowledge of computer science. She ushered in a data revolution which reshaped Abstergo's acquisition, management, and archival of genetic memories. Simon Hathaway. Hathaway is the current head of the Historical Research Division. His insatiable thirst for knowledge of all things human drives the pursuit of historical and memory-based data toward unexplored frontiers. So you might recognize at least one of these names, Dr. Warren Vidic. He was the, I guess, main villain in the first game, depending on how you see it. Philadelphia facility. An historical city seemed fitting for a facility thriving on history. Located just minutes away from the famous Delaware River, the building itself was designed in 1985 by the rising architect Jean Nouvel. The facility houses various divisions. Lineage and Acquisition is housed next to Abstergo Medical, and both have very strong ties to historical research and the very special Animus training program. The respected Johanni Otto Berg oversees the Philadelphia facility, known to be a favorite venue for crucial directors' gatherings. Of course, nothing eclipses the imposing library and archive hall, where all of Abstergo's knowledge, both physical and digital, is said to be stored under impenetrable security. Modern-day historians. Abstergo's historians have nothing in common with the academic scholars you might be thinking of. They master a deep knowledge of historical tomes, and an uncanny ability to successfully comb through the voluminous databases owned by Abstergo. However, they express their true talents when out in the field, retracing what forgotten stories were left behind. Assisted by cutting-edge technology, each of our historical tactical team, HTT, is composed of a technician and a medical officer. Together, they gather the knowledge told by forgotten artifacts and extinct bloodlines. They uncover tales thought obsolete and combine the wisdom of oral history with tomorrow's scientific discoveries. These see-it-all, find-it-all teams allow Abstergo and all its divisions to push back on the limits of what is known and what can be done to better the future of each and every one of us. Excuse me. Yeah, so apparently Layla Hassan is the field technician, and what you call Diana Greery, she's the medical medical officer on this mission. Let's see. Medicine and history. What we know about who we are and what our purpose is in this universe will shape the scientific breakthrough of tomorrow. Men and women have been looking at foreign galaxies and the Challenger Deep for answers or shreds of evidence that could open the door to the next scientific revolution. Abstergo turned to a far more familiar phenomenon for answers, us humans. Perhaps the answer is within each and every one of us. The human genome conceals our blueprint, but perhaps it contains a lot more. Today we are exploring genetic memories, and we are already applying our knowledge to improve our performance, I guess, as individual, but also as a global society. Tomorrow we might explore memories hidden in structures far more obscure than the human, and who knows what we'll find. Such is the task of our medical endeavors. We do not strive to heal the body through a direct cure. We strive to use our understanding of chemistry and biology to change the way we lead our lives for the better. So yeah, all of these documents are pretty corporate-ese. All right, onto the field manual, front page. Historical Tactical Team Field Manual. Emergency procedures. Managing and balancing initiative when in the field. Standard procedures requires both members of a tactical historical team to signal without further delay any changes occurring in an ongoing mission. Changes in deployment, operations, methodology, timing, person of interest, and/or expected results need to be communicated and approved by proper channels, both through central dispatch and internal memo. Form AC-HHT-99-24K 2016. Unauthorized action is to be considered only in the face of imminent danger, or if facing the threat of permanently compromising an operation by losing crucial data beyond our means of historical recovery. Interesting. Standard issue material. In the field at all times. Portable Animus, sarcophagus HR8. 2 high-performance laptops. Portable inverter generator, 7,000 watts. 4 times 5 gallon gas can, subject to vary with mission. 1 thermoelectric cooler with rations, facultative for most urban setting operations at team's discretion. 1 4-wheel drive SUV, 5.7 liters V8 with 6,900 pound towing capacity. Equivalent will be supplied if Abstergo issue vehicles are not available, or if abroad with no access to Abstergo's float. 1 standard issue pharmaceutical kit, complete with certified chemical set, auto-injector, cannula, and defibrillator. So Abstergo Historical Division has deep pockets, it seems. Animus FAQ. How to use, how to help. 1. How do I adjust the portable Animus settings? Don't. Under no circumstances should this equipment be tampered with. The technician must connect to the instrument using the approved procedure only. Their vital signs will then be monitored by the medical officer, either locally or remotely. According to the readings, the medic may suggest course corrections and/or best use of the medical equipment made available in the standard issue pharmaceutical kit to ensure the health and safety of the Animus user. 2. What is the procedure in case of power failure? In circumstances where the portable Animus cannot be connected to a standard power supply, the generator provided in the technician's equipment offers 5-day autonomy of use with the standard supply of gasoline. If at any time power shortages or failures are observed during Animus use, it is the duty of the medical officer to notify the technician or to terminate Animus activities until a reliable power supply can be found. The Animus includes a failsafe that prevents serious physical harm to the user. 3. How is the portable Animus activated? Make sure the device is connected to a power source before attempting to turn it on. Boot the Animus using the on-off switch. For safety reasons, the Animus operating system must run for a minimum of 60 minutes before the technician initiates the genetic memory sequencing procedure. This allows the machine's thermogel to regulate, as well as permitting the medical officer to run standard activation procedure and to ensure the stability of the base readings. The technician should never initiate genetic memory sequencing prior to receiving the all-clear status from the medical officer. What is the procedure for managing Animus malfunctions? In the case of a malfunction, the medical officer triggers the ejection protocol, ending the simulation in a manner that is minimally disruptive to the Animus user. After exiting the simulation, the technician transfers the most recent data to a secure autonomous drive before powering down the Animus. Teams may not attempt to investigate Animus malfunctions or to repair any part of the machine. If a malfunction compromises the successful completion of a mission, the technician must immediately inform Central Dispatch and send a report to their managing officer, who may recommend that the mission be aborted. As per standard mission protocol, debrief is carried out at the team's flagship facility. The faulty device is to be returned to the Animus project team for evaluation. Oh, this is a lot. We'll power through. Transfer of rights. Legal disclosure of intellectual property rights while in the field. Disclaimer. Abstergo Industries owns or retains the rights to all intellectual property and data that may stem from the activities of a member of any HTT, both on and off duty. Definitions. The term intellectual property applies to patents, patent applications, inventions, internet activity, archaeological and historical discoveries, genetic exploration and memories, and abilities acquired as a result of the Animus bleeding effect. The term also broadly applies to medical information, DNA sequencing, data, databases, registrations, and procedures or techniques discovered through use of the Animus. Unauthorized disclosure of any or all of the previously aforementioned items is strictly forbidden and can result in employee termination. Alright, so they cover their tracks, as it were. They are pretty thorough. The Animus bleeding effect is, for those who have played the previous games, you know about this, but extended use of the Animus can cause the bleeding effect, which means you get some of the assassin's skills yourself if you are too long in the machine. Roles and responsibilities. Who does what in the field? Historical Research Division teams are composed of 2 Abstergo operatives. The efficiency of each team is based both on excellence of individual skill sets and on the successful integration of these skill sets into a functional whole. Medical Officer conducts genetic, chemical, composite, geological analysis of artifacts, persons, or person of interest. Ensures the health and safety of both team members. Assesses personal activities that may harm the success of an operation in progress. Provides chemical and pharmaceutical support to artifact or person of interest as required. Monitors the technician's Animus readings and provides appropriate support. Technician oversees tracking and extraction of artifact or person of interest, accesses the Animus if required, provides necessary technical support for the operation, acts as primary point of contact for Central Dispatch, prepares operations reports. So this is interesting. We have an artifact or a person of interest. Alright, that was the documentation. Now on to Animus Guide. Front page. The journey through time of a journey through time. Introduction. DNA is more than pure genetic information. It also contains zettabytes of factual and historical data, which we now call genetic memories. The initial goal of the Animus project was to explore those genetic memories via virtual reality. Breakthrough discoveries allowed the technology to become a way for Abstergo users to actually interface with history and explore what was once thought lost forever. The Animus software is adaptive, so as the memories unfold, the program adapts subtly to render a customized experience within the framework's boundaries. The experience unravels in the user's conscience. It unlocks reflexes and skills the body was unknowingly hiding. The Animus is a window to the past, a door to the future. Join us as we revisit just how this journey came to be. So this is like an introduction to the history of research with the Animus, where it all started. It was in Philadelphia in 1795 that Philip Singh Physic performed the first human blood transfusion in the history of medicine. The idea of transporting blood from one body to another fascinated the distinguished surgeon, but what he found exceeded his expectations. Fearing the scientific community would not be ready for such revelations, he gave his unpublished paper to his colleague and friend Benjamin Rush. Physics knowledge was all but lost until Pauling, financed by the Rockefeller Foundation, started researching the restricted archives of the Library Company of Philadelphia and found the physics paper that had been secretly preserved by Rush. Pauling's work on the hemoglobin structure, which was loosely borrowed from physics lost paper, paved the way to his triple and double helix discoveries. So this is interesting. We, of course, only have a double helix, but here there's a mention of a triple helix. Abstergo's interest. Clinton B. Rosenberg, Ph.D., was hired by Abstergo to keep a very close watch on Dr. Pauling's work on DNA structure. He reported his findings directly to the director of Abstergo Chemical. The relationship eventually turned sour, but the information gathered proved essential to Warren Viddick's Animus project. And here we have a letter from somebody in the Chemistry Life Foundation, Department of Research, Medical Laboratory. August 4th, 1952. Mr. Director, as requested, I am keeping you abreast of Dr. Pauling's latest findings. Please find an article slated for PNAS enclosure, which proposes a structural model for deoxyribonucleic acid. I will spare you the details, but you will find his triple helix model, made of 3 intertwined strands of DNA, to be highly elegant. It rivals his earlier work on protein structure. I believe Abstergo Chemicals should pay special attention to the evolution of DNA science, as it will likely unlock the very secrets of life. Please note, I would be more than willing to play a more direct role to encourage Dr. Pauling's research efforts if you wish me to. In the meantime, I wanted to thank you for trusting me with the business of the Foundation. I am honored to facilitate the work of such brilliant scientists. Kind regards, Clinton B. Rosenberg, Ph.D. December 18th, 1984. Mr. Director. Oh yeah, and we see this was from 1952. Here we are in the 80s. There's a different kind of paper. This is printed from a sort of modern printer. Mr. Director, I don't know if you're still a part of Abstergo. Sometimes, when I get lost in senior moments, I wonder if you ever existed at all. I'm just so tired. I think my life here is coming to an end. We're sequencing whole genomes in a matter of weeks now. We're under phenomenal pressure to reduce delays further and ship everything to this man Viddick. We truly are nothing more than an assembly line at this point. What a waste. I'm not stupid, you know. Even this old man has realized our masters are after something of utmost importance hidden in the human genome. They spare no expense to provide my kids with the most advanced technology to increase productivity. Like everyone here, I've heard the most preposterous rumors about Viddick's Animus project, that memories of someone's ancestors are encoded in one's genes. That Abstergo believes that Claptrap explains why so many millions of dollars keep pouring in here. It just makes no sense. And to top it off, I never found another sample with triple helix DNA. My life's obsession was all for naught. So long, my friend. Signed, Clinton B. Rosenberg. Yeah, so again, mention of triple helix. Abstergo early prototype. The earliest concepts for an Animus prototype came from Abstergo Chemicals and appeared in 1960 under the guise of the Memoriam S2000. Very little was achieved and the prototype hardly left the drawing board, although some arrangements were made with the US Army to test the Memoriam through Project MK Ultra. So that's an interesting piece of history reference. I urge you to look up Project MK Ultra if you haven't heard of it. That's a very interesting piece of history. Yeah, so this looks like an old ad. Unlock the secrets of our past, powered by Abstergo Industries Incorporated. The Memoriam S2000. And you see a chair and some really old computers. First explorations. 1980 was the year when Warren Vidic was finally able to say mission accomplished. First users were launched in a series of genetic memory explorations with varying results. In San Francisco, the Surrogate Initiative allowed Subject Zero, Eileen Bock, to explore memories outside of the subject's own bloodline, but it turned out to be as dangerous as it was costly. The Animus project focused on allowing users to explore their own genetic memories. Even though the process was painful, it was somewhat safer and showed great promise for the future. Vidic's team at the Abstergo facility in Philadelphia was able to prove this in 1983 using the latest Animus 1.09 and Subject 4's genetic memories. Hello, Atlas. I've just been popping in and out for a bit, but I'm off to chat with some friends. See you. All right, see you later. Thanks for dropping by. There's a lot of these documents to read, so I might not be done when you come back. All right, so here we have mention of Subjects 0 and Subject 4. What happens to all the subjects, I leave up to your imagination, but at least in the first 4 games in the series, we play as Subject 17, as we come to learn. All right, computing makes mind reading possible. Abstergo Industries. So here we see somewhat of a more modern Animus, the MS-3000. And some schematics. Classified. See Annex for measurement. Always keep critical information separate. Interesting. The golden years. More stable than ever before and with greater control over the well-documented bleeding effect, the Animus 1.28 was developed by the Abstergo facility in Philadelphia in 2002. If the design has evolved over the last 10 years, the technology remained basically the same. It's true, few subjects were able to fully experience the simulations, and those who did could only visit their own genetic memories. The work accomplished by subjects 4 through 17 and later by all the participants in the Animi training program was critical for the development of Animus technology and for all of Abstergo Industries' endeavors. And this is the version of the Animus which was featured in the very first game. An Animus for all. Building on the progress made by the Animus project teams in Philadelphia, Rome, and Madrid, Abstergo Entertainment Division introduces a revolutionary system called the Animus Omega. A game console granting anyone anywhere unprecedented access to a variety of pre-recorded genetic memories. Helix later introduced a similar experience through a cloud-based service eliminating the need for a console altogether. Of course, the simulations offered to the general public are only a fraction of what can be experienced through a genuine Animus system and allow for limited user interaction, but the technology gains in popularity and global interest soars. So this is the headset or cloud gaming console, which was featured in, started in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and you didn't have to be a a successor. You don't have to have an assassin ancestor to access the memories. Now anybody could, although a little bit limited. Reaching new heights with the Airy. Based on VR research, the Animus project teams realized they could maximize the efficiency of the Animus and even harness the bleeding effect, where immersion and physicality are combined. Biotechnologies played a critical role in creating the epidural system used by Airy Animus. The visceral nature of the experience drove synchronization levels to new heights, allowing for a range for strange genetic memory exploration never seen before. Instead of trying to contain the bleeding effect, the Eyrie unleashes it and uses its potential to blur the lines between the user's reality and the simulation they're engaged in. The Eyrie can only be used in a controlled medical environment. So this is the Eyrie. You can move pretty freely, as if you're climbing. This was used in the Assassin's Creed movie. And I don't think it's been explored in any of the games since, at least not the main games. High tech meets high mobility. The portable Animus HR8 is Abstergo's latest innovation. It channels the power of the Eyrie in a single compact suitcase that allows dedicated professionals to use the unit in the field. Previous operations sometimes required delicate extractions or placed some genetic memories out of reach. With a minimal medical support, technicians can now use the system for their own explorations or explorations ran on selected person of interest, in the comfort of their surroundings. For safety purposes, the epidural connection has been replaced by a hematological link. It sequences the information stored in the user's red blood cells. Like any intravenous intervention, the result is fast, intense, and intertwined to the user's biological functions. Just like the Eyrie, the simulation is not transmitted to the user's brain. It is physically rendered through the user's organs and interpreted by the brain as being real. And of course, this is the version of the Animus that we're using here. So DNA scanner unit, dialysis unit, DNA reader unit, main Animus computer unit, high density foam, cerebral transmitter, body sensor, thermogel body temperature regulator. Portable Animus case, detach the Animus computer, unfold the Animus bed, connect the Animus computer. All interesting. Field briefing. Assignment description. Alright, field briefing assignment description from Abstergo Operations Division to Layla Hassan and Diane Greery, Field Operation 566C-2017. Subject, new assignment. Level clearance 3 and up. Type, artifact of high interest. Effective date, 20th of 2010, 2017. Content, Historical Tactical Team Layla Hassan and Diane Greery. Scheduled departure October 22nd, 2017, 6:05 p.m. from PHL to HBE on flight FUS-1011 through LHR. Assignment, locate and recover artifact of high interest in the Katara Depression. Forecasted location at uploaded coordinates, unidentified cave, grotto, hollow geological formation. Team is to work remotely with technician on premises and medical officer stationed at fixed accommodation location. If found, the artifact is to be swiftly retrieved and taken back to HBE. Contact John Kane in London for paperwork and travel arrangements. Fully stocked rental vehicle will be made available at Hangar 3C upon arrival in HBE. Present voucher and valid identification for release. Accommodation information will be uploaded to the vehicle's GPS. Alright, then we have the Layla Hassan project, Animus design. This is empty currently. Bayek notes. It worked. It worked. I mean, the side effects suck, but my portable Animus is up and running. See what I did, Sophia? So, I don't know how long I was in there, but it was long enough. But I think this, what was it again? Magi. Like a cop or sheriff? Note to self, look this up, find a good description. Bayek could be a member of this Brotherhood of Assassins, same as the other subjects Abstergo has been studying. List of things so far. The man is just about as stubborn as I am. He's good at talking to people and fighting too. People see him as a protector and defender. His community admires and respects him. He's a shadow when it comes to not being seen. Yeah, I guess he fits the profile in part, but I wonder. He's got the tortured soul thing down pat. Hell-bent on vengeance and all that stuff. He's got his own thing going on. I could feel it as though it were me, which I guess it was for a while. This is so weird. His feelings, so much anger, sadness and hate. So much guilt. Anyway, I need more information. Aya, I remember that name coming up. I remember the flutter in Bayek's stomach when he heard it. Maybe she's the answer. Only one way to find out. Dee's gonna love this. The empirical truth. Sapere aude. Nothing there. The Gone files. Intro. What the hell, Abstergo? Over the years, I've seen my fair share of crazy shit at Abstergo. Broken promises, backstabbing, obscure HR procedures, false pretense. You see that in every corporation. But people, all key players, leaving or disappearing, or dying in mysterious circumstances. It's right out of a conspiracy theory movie. Sometimes there's not a word from higher management, just like that person was never here in the first place. At other times, we get the lame-ass excuse that smells of bullshit. When I think about the people that left, when I think about how Abstergo dealt with their departure, something just doesn't add up. I knew some of them. They weren't the kind of people who just quit to accept a job next door for a salary bump. I'm missing something. What is it? What really happened to those people? Did their disappearance have more meaning than management would like us to believe? Abstergo, if I could open you with the 2x4 screwdriver to find out what's behind that nice and shiny facade of yours. I asked Letitia England about it once. I made a vague reference to subject 17, and she sharply answered to keep my stuff and stay out of it. Those are the exact magical words you don't want to have with me. Just ask my dad. Yeah, so Layla Hassan is not someone to tangle with easily. She's an employee of Abstergo, but she has her suspicions. Alan Rikkin. Autopsy report from the coroner's office. The coroner never had time to properly examine Rikkin's body. Abstergo must have managed to get it back. Why did they want the corpse back so soon? Was there something they did not want the coroner to know? They put on quite a ceremony for the funeral, but they could have waited a few days. It's not like he was going anywhere. I went through Case Fisher's files, and the guy does have a few buried post-mortem reports, but nothing on Rikkin. West London Council Coroner's Service in the matter of the death of Alan Rikkin. Preliminary report conducted by Deputy Sullivan. Page 2 of 4. This is stamped the Coroner's Service. Case number L9-304. Date of report 15/12/2016. Date of death 14/12/2016. Personal data male. Date of birth unknown 1951. Place of death Holborn Hall, London. Interior no specific location. Was not allowed inside. Time of death 21:29. Medical cause of death lack of oxygen and aspiration of blood. Marks and wounds, blade damage to the trachea, horizontal incision of the neck. Interesting. Victim suffered a blow to the head, post-mortem right side, possibly due to the fall of the body to the ground. Right hand shows slight antemortem burn patterns from unknown origin. Filed and archived. Could not perform any further examination, body reclaimed by private conglomerate. Formal complaint lodged. Interesting. And it's signed Deputy Sullivan. So yeah, this certainly looks like the work of an assassin. Layla has underlined this antemortem burn note. So we don't know what that is. Grand Templar Hall invitation. That's the night Alan Rikkin died. No one I know was invited to that assembly. Not that I would have gone anyway. Too gilded for my taste. But still, what was the ceremony for? And what really happened that night? In your attendance we trust, Dr. Alan Rikkin addresses the assembly. Grand Templar Hall, London, December 14th, 2016, at 9 o'clock in the evening. So, yeah, Alan Rikkin was, of course, a Templar. The channel reports on Rikkin's death. The media reported Rikkin's death as a gas leak accident. I was able to corroborate with operation with emergency services and the fire brigade, but the information I found on the gas pressure levels that night showed that they were pretty stable. Something doesn't add up. What is it with Abstergo's higher-ups and unfortunate incidents anyway? And there's an article from the channel. Gas leak shuts down West End London district. Emergency services are still evacuating hundreds of people after a severe gas leak was reported in Holborn this evening. The incident occurred at about 9 p.m. A 35-meter cordon has been put in place. At least one fatality was reported, a man named Rikkin who was something. Alright, email to Sophia Rikkin. Archive crawler, search and recover. From Layla Hassan to Sophia Rikkin. Sent December 14th, 2016, 22:45. Subject, are you okay? Sophia, I've just seen the news about your dad. Please let me know you're okay. I know you had to be there too. They're still evacuating people from the district. And honestly, that gas leak story seems like the worst cover-up I've heard in a while. I know you told me to stop the emails, but tonight I really want to know. Are you okay? Isabelle Ardant. Abstergo replacement memo. Abstergo took a full year to replace Isabelle. Alvaro Grammatica oversaw the operations here in the meantime. Simon Hathaway was a strange choice. I always thought Rikkin and Grammatica never really appreciated his work. But he must be doing something right. After all, he's still here and he's not dead. Yet. Abstergo Operations Division, internal memo for immediate distribution. 2 historical research employees, memo number AI-HRD-001-M. Subject, official nomination. Excuse me. Level clearance, all. Effective date, 17/10/2016. Friends, it is with great pleasure that I announce today the nomination of Mr. Simon Hathaway as head of Abstergo Industries Historical Research Division. He will be assisted by Mrs. Victoria Bibeau. Although almost a year has passed since Mr. Ardant's unfortunate incident, we are confident that our long search has turned up the perfect candidate to pilot the future of the division. Mr. Hathaway presented me some innovative hypotheses which could shake up the direction of the division. I ask you to assist him in any way possible so that we can make his vision a success for us all. Submitted by Alan Rikkin, Chief Executive Officer. Email to Alvaro Grammatica. Isabelle Ardant found something, and Grammatica went through a lot to make sure the email was destroyed. 80,000 years ago, strange architectural shapes and humanoids. What on earth is she talking about, and where is the Standish sample today? So this is also from the archive crawler. She had to dig a bit to find this, it seems. From Isabelle Ardant to Alvaro Grammatica, sent October 31st, 2017 at 2:05 a.m. To Alvaro Grammatica, probably a typo. Subject, precursor memo. Alvaro, I hope you're sitting down. Was extracted from the Standish sample last week. The total video we have amounts to barely 2.7 seconds at 60 FPS from a total of so-and-so memories. But even with this obscure sample, I'm already getting butterflies. I pulled one frame from the video to show you how mangled the data is, but even at this quality, some striking details emerge. Note that figures a full 20 inches taller on average than the humanoids nearby. The architecture looks like some combination of Sumerian, Egyptian, and Babylonian, but the metals they're using are something alloys. Elsewhere, we see stranger architectural shapes. These structures have no modern precedents anywhere in the world, though the memory's geostamp gives us a location southwest of this something. Unfortunately, most of the geostamps on these images are confusing. Some point to a location in modern Jordan some 80,000 years ago, other to a few locations in something and Ethiopia, probably Egypt and Ethiopia. But so far we haven't been able to nail anything down with much precision. Archive crawler was not able to reconstruct cluster data with integrity. So these strange metals are referring to the bolts. We already saw one under the temple of Amun in Siwa, but we will see others. Reports on Ardant's death. I know Abstergo well enough to suspect they weren't doing this out of charity. The restoration gave historical research unprecedented access to Buckingham Palace. But what was Ardant doing there? What was she looking for? They never told us what really happened to her, and, let's face it, the official version doesn't make any sense. What was so delicate that she couldn't send a team through normal channels? Prominent scholar electrocuted in Buckingham Palace. Renowned historian Isabelle Ardant met an unlikely end while conducting restoration work in one of Buckingham Palace's newly reopened rooms. Wiring dating from the first electrification of the palace through the 1880s seems to be at the source of the incident. During World War II, many of the palace's 775 rooms were closed off for security reasons, and Abstergo's Historical Research Division just recently offered the Crown Estate something to organize and oversee. Yeah. You might have played Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You might recognize something from that game. I will try not to spoil too much, I think. All right, Olivier Garneau. Restaurant bill. Olivier Garneau was alive and well in Chicago in 2014, even if his disappearance was reported way back in 2013. If his money trail is to be believed, he was dining alone in May 2014. Who on earth orders an extra country gravy? So this is from Quinkies. Is that what it says? Quinkies. Table held for Olivier Garneau: 1 soup lobster chowder, 1 sparkling water, 1 chicken pot pie with country gravy, 1 sweet potato fries, side of mayo, 1 Zinfandel California glass, 1 filter coffee, warm milk on the side, 1 Georgia mud pie, extra whipped cream, extra cherries. Service charge is not included. This is a receipt. Chicago CCTV footage. I'll admit, it's hard to know what's going on in this scene. From what I could tell from the CCTV footage, the plates matched Olivier Garneau's car rental. And it does look like him, but, well, that's not his best angle, to say the least. It's all speculation, of course, because the official version is that he never made it to Chicago, but I know otherwise. Now, this is interesting. If you've ever played the original Watch Dogs game, you immediately recognize who this is. This is Aiden Pierce, the protagonist, and actually one of the side missions in that game is to kill somebody called Olivier Garneau. So the Assassin's Creed universe and the Watch Dog universe are the same universe, apparently. And then we have Desmond Miles. Abstergo's preliminary medical report. Found subject 17's initial medical report after a team picked him up in New York City and flew him over to the Abstergo campus in Rome. He was fit and cleared for the Animus in September 2012, willingly collaborating on the project. And yet he was found dead 3 months later in a cave in upstate New York, apparently on the run. What happened to him? Why did he leave? Abstergo Lineage Research and Acquisition, Medical Division, Medical Examination Report. Patient's information. Patient identification. Subject 17. Date 0309-2012. File number AR. Yeah, I won't bother to read all these random numbers. Date of birth 13th of March 1987. Weight 189 pounds. Size 6 feet, male. Review of systems to be completed by examiner. Exposure duration 8 hours. Has the patient suffered any of the following conditions? 1. Dizziness, loss of consciousness? No. 2. Frequent or severe headaches? No. 3. Epilepsy? No. 4. Psychiatric neurological problems? No. 5. Ear disease or deafness? No. 6. Nausea? No. 7. Pulmonary disorders including asthma? No. 8. Cardiovascular disorders including hypertension? No. 9. Gastrointestinal disorders? No. 10. Musculoskeletal disorders? No. 11. Menstrual disorders? Not available. 12. Memory loss? No. 13. Visual auditory hallucinations. No. 14. Nightmares. No. 15. ADN alteration. Specify below if further examinations are needed. No. 16. Any other medical conditions. No. Interesting, he was apparently perfectly fit. Abstergo Medical Examiner's recommendation to be completed after examination. Recommendation fit, category not specified. Do you recommend further examination? Yes. Are you sending a separate confidential report? Not answered. All right, this is a doctor's handwriting. I can't read that. Patient has no active complaints, no active distress, no prior history. Blood pressure normal, 112/78. Primary blood analysis, no significant traces of chemicals that could lead to neurological disorder. No indication that patient would be prone to neurosis. Unlike previous subjects, patient is psychologically stable. You are clear to proceed. Damien Saravakos. Very interesting. Wanted poster. Abstergo had a thing for Desmond. They went for him specifically. A team was assigned to pick up a person of interest in September 2018 in Washington Square Park. They didn't even take him back to the Philly office. They flew him directly to Dr. Warren Vidic in Rome. If that's not some serious interest, I don't know what that is. Have you seen this man? Desmond Miles, age 25, height 6 feet, weight 195 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes, last seen September 1st, 2012, near Washington Square Park, wearing white hoodie and dark jeans. If you have any information, please contact us at Redacted. So this sheds a little bit more light or gives a little more backstory on the very first game, what happened before. Subject 17's post-mortem report. Date, May 19th, 2014. Dug this out from Case Fisher's files. Proof that Desmond's DNA found its way back to Abstergo after all. How did he die? And what's up with those burns on his arm? So we can see some pictures of Desmond Miles being examined by some people in full hazmat suits. Name, Desmond Miles. ID, subject 17. Status, deceased. Interesting. Last emails from W. Miles to D. Miles. So the W would be William Miles, his Desmond Miles' father. William Miles' final messages to his son Desmond. Miles Sr. was in Cairo when Abstergo found him. Looks like subject 17 busted him out of our Italian facility a few days before he died. From William Miles to D. Miles. Sent December 8th, 2012, 12:27 to D. Miles. Yeah, again, there's a typo, I think. Subject, don't worry. I know you think it's dangerous for me to head to Egypt on my own, and you're probably right. Wouldn't be surprised if Cross is already there. They're looking these things down left and right, but we don't have a lot of options. If there's a chance to grab the last power source, we've got to take it. I promise I'll be careful. I've been fighting these bastards since before you were born. Literally. I know you think it's dangerous for me to head... Oh yeah, that was what I already read. From William Miles. Yeah, this looks like about the same time. Yeah, a few days later. Subject, I'm sorry. They're going to be here soon. Trap me in this damn museum. Should have taken more precautions. I'm sorry, son. It wasn't fair for me to come down on you the way I did. Yeah. You never asked for any of this, and I should have been more understanding. I hope you can forgive me. I love you. Yeah, so he's referencing somebody called Cross, who we meet in some of the previous games. I think it's Assassin's Creed 3, although I could be wrong. Title, William Miles held captive at Abstergo. Date, August 14th, 2015. Security footage from Warren Vidic's office a few days before Subject 17's death. It's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure it's William Miles, Desmond's father. Why did Abstergo detain him? Abstergo facility, Rome, Italy, 2012, 12th of December, Wednesday. So yeah, we can see this is William Miles, and the guy behind him is Warren Vidic. And yeah, this is actually a scene from, I think it's the third game. Assassin's Creed 3, I believe. It's been a long time since I played those games. Alright, let's check out the mail. How are they sorted? February 10th? Yeah, let's read them in this order. From Layla Hassan to Sophia Rikkin, date February 10th, 2014. Subject, you're looking at it the wrong way. Morning, Sophia. I spent the whole night looking at the sketches you sent me, and you're all looking at it the wrong way. If you really are thinking about a robotic arm for the Animus Aerie, then my only advice is this, mark my words, inverted 6-axis motion rig. You want to be able to give the subject some leeway, some sense of freedom, and yet allow the core of the machine to stay connected no matter what kind of crazy gymnastics your subject is performing. So make sure the hydraulic actuators are top-notch, nothing under 6,000 ISP. You'll know just by listening to them. If they sound like a groom on the last night of his bachelor bender, change them. They aren't worth your time, and they'll only obstruct your subject's movements. L. From Sophia Rikkin to Layla Hassan, date February 13th, 2014. Subject, regarding you're looking at it the wrong way. Layla, just to make sure I understood you correctly, you are actually proposing that we suspend our subjects in mid-air by the means of a large motorized mechanical device? I must have read your email 5 times just to make sure. At first I thought you were joking. But I dropped the idea in Gabriel King's ear, our chief engineer here in Madrid, and his initial reaction was quite like mine until something changed in his smile. Let's say we were to consider a 6-axis motion rig. This is all hypothetical, of course, but please indulge me. Would there be any plausible compatibility between this rig and the epidural bearing I showed you the other day? Could we ensure the stability of the needle and its positioning in the subject's backbone? I feel like I'm teetering on the frontiers of science and nonsense. It's crazy talk, but it's exhilarating crazy talk. So apparently the Aerie was Layla Hassan's idea. From Isabelle Ardant to Layla Hassan, date March 29th, 2014. Subject, disciplinary action. Hello, Layla. In light of recent events, I have but no choice to take appropriate disciplinary measures and request a performance improvement plan through operations. I know you barely just came back, but I feel it's better to do it now than let things sour again. We'll put you in contact with a coach to help you deal with some of the issues you've been experiencing here. The results last time were encouraging, so perhaps we can resort to that strategy once again. Dr. Lees has even agreed to meet with you again, but rest assured we would be open to changing the coach if you so desire. You are bold and your work here is appreciated, but the procedures in place are not only here to protect you, but also Abstergo. And if you can't give an ounce of care to your own safety, then perhaps you can show a little respect for the hand that feeds you. Work with us, Layla. That's all we're asking. Isabelle. So apparently the higher-ups are have noticed Layla Hassan is a bit of a rebel, or a fly in the ointment. From Layla Hassan to Diane Greery. I think it's I think it's a typo. I think it's Greery. Maybe it's Geary. Date April 11th, 2014. Subject, I need one of those. I just visited your online shop for the first time, and I must say you hide your cards pretty well, Miss Diana Geary. Who knew a poised and professional medical officer could have such a foul potty mouth? Needless to say, I'm buying a bunch of your cross-stitch patterns. I'm keeping some for me, but I'll also offer some of them around. I think you have the perfect one for Otto Berg. He keeps taking my parking space. L. From Layla Hassan to Johanni Otzoberg, date April 21st, 2014. Subject, parking space. Mr. Berg, I'm afraid you've developed the bad habit of parking in my allotted space. Now, I know you're higher than me in the Abstergo food chain, and your car clearly has less rust than my 1987 sports car. But my HR hiring paper clearly states that 2023-FG is Layla Hassan's, so I would appreciate it if you could park your vehicle somewhere else. L. That's funny. From Johanni Otzoberg to Layla Hassan, date April 21st, 2014, subject regarding space, parking space. The day you get an assignment done properly is the day I might deign to consider your request. Now, you can place a formal complaint, but not knowing how much you cherish procedures, I'll assume you probably won't even know where to look for the form. Also, I'm keeping your little cross-stitching gift. Even though it's offensive, the workmanship is quite spectacular. Johanni Otzoberg. Now, this is a bit funny because Otzoberg is, as you might know, a very deadly operative in the field. From Layla Hassan to Sophia Rikkin, date January 2nd, 2015. Regarding, you're looking at it the wrong way. Sophia, hello. Don't leave me hanging here. Tell me, how's the work on the device progressing? Did you guys finally build a prototype? You can't just ask stuff and then shut me out. It doesn't work that way. Why can't you just fly me there? I mean, even if it's just a temporary position, something interim, friggin' Abstergo janitor for all I care. I could help your team way better on location than through this free, cheap-ass, once-in-a-blue-moon email consultation. It makes me feel dirty every single time you do it, and I've told you how I felt before. Yet here we are again. Either you don't care or this eureka effect is getting you drunk on epiphanies. Think about it, Sophia. This is getting really frustrating. So Layla Hassan is a really dedicated researcher, inventor. From Layla Hassan to Sophia Rikkin, date August 4th, 2016. Subject, you have to be kidding me. Notice also we are getting closer to 2017, which is the present day in this game. Sophia, I just heard you guys are working on a portable version of the Aerie. Is that true? A portable Animus? How could you not tell me? How can you still send me some bland email asking seemingly innocent questions, and then turn around and work on the most exciting friggin' machine ever? Without even letting me in on it while knowing it has my name all over it? Just who do you think I am? A fortune-telling machine? A secret little muse hiding in the shadows? Those were good for absinthe-soaked 19th century poets, and they all died of syphilis. Enough with the penny haikus of wisdom. I've given you all I have. My time, my brain power, my trust. And if that's not worth a place within your team, I'm not sure what is, Layla. So she really wants in on this project. From Layla Hassan to Simon Hathaway, date November 10th, 2016. Subject, assignment type request. Mr. Hathaway, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your kind words. I know I'm not always the easiest person to work with, but somehow you always seem to have the right words to diffuse the situation. I really enjoyed our lunch last week, and your advice was more than welcome. Trust me when I say these are not words I'm used to saying. It shows that you have a genuine passion about what you are doing, and I really appreciate that. I had a small favor to ask. I swear I wasn't buttering you up for this. I don't butter people up ever. I was wondering if our HTT could be tasked with more person of interest type assignments. Not that I'm not enjoying the operations, excuse me, but I could use some variety, and who knows, it might help with my social skills improvement plan. Just something to think about, L. So now she's emailing the director of the historical division directly, asking to be put on some more interesting assignments. From Diane Geary to Layla Hassan. Date December 18th, 2016. Subject, Christmas vacation. Hey Layla. Alan Rikkin died while attending something he felt he had to wear a black cape to attend to. That's creepy, I know, and you're worried sick about Sophia, that's understandable. There's nothing on his daughter in the papers or the Abstergo memos, so the fact that she's not answering doesn't mean she's in harm's way. Pretending your little tinkering project is helping you change your mind is bogus, and you know it. Why don't you come to my folks' place for the Christmas holiday? We'll celebrate whatever it is you wish to celebrate, including the famous secular tradition of not celebrating anything at all, if that's what works for you. My mom will cook some pumpkin pie, my dad will ask us why we won't shoot at rodents, and we'll eat a non-vegan breakfast in a dodgy casino before we spend the day outside snowmobiling. I love North Dakota, but it could sure use a bit of Layla Hassan. Say yes, it'll be good for both of us. D. So, apparently these are pretty close, Layla and the medical doctor. From Layla Hassan to Diane Gary, date December 18th, 2016, regarding Christmas vacation. You sure know how to make a girl happy. Rodents and a dodgy casino. I think I'll pass. There's nothing I want more than being with my little stone-cold crazy machine right now. I've just come up with an idea for a sequencer and I can't get it out of my head. So far it's only a sketch on a dirty placemat, so I have to get busy if I want to test it before I go into retirement, if that ever happens. Sorry, I'm being an ass. It's a very nice offer, Dee, and I appreciate your concern, but I'll be fine. Don't worry, I always am. Besides, I promised Hathaway I'd complete my operation reports. I must be 10 or 12 behind. Most of them hardly have anything besides our names and the mention done. He told me they had to be completed before the end of the year, otherwise he would file a formal complaint to operations, which could mean more coaching from the mediator, and that is just pure torture. No, I like the guy, so I'll cut him some slack and get him his reports before he gets to sing Auld Lang Syne. L. That's kind of funny. From Diane Gary to Layla Hassan, date December 18th, 2016, subject regarding Christmas vacation. If you say so, let me know if you need any help with those reports. How about we get out of here and grab some takeout? You can show me the progress on your little project. I might have an idea for the dialysis unit, D. From Layla Hassan to Diane Gary, date March 8th, 2017. Subject, where am I? D, change of plans. I know you're waiting in your little hotel room in downtown San Francisco right now, and you think I'm heading towards the wharf, but you're wrong. I had an idea, and I'm about to board the flight to Tokyo. I'm on my way to Onagawa, Japan. Don't freak out, I know what I'm doing. Just be ready to pick up on your side in 24 hours or so. I'll need your remote assist. Come cover for me if dispatch calls in. L. Yeah, this was what we read. From Diane Gary to Layla Hassan, date June 5th, 2017. Subject, I got what you need. Hey Layla, I got what you asked for. I was able to get my hands on 4 of the drugs we discussed. It was easier than I thought it would be. Everybody has a price, and that includes doctors and lab assistants. I'll keep the immunosuppressant in the sealed casing for now, unless I get a sudden taste for muscles and large shoulders, in which case your steroids are all mine. I'm jesting, of course. Are you free Friday? Let's go to the movies or binge on some police procedural TV series, you know, so we can call out all the fake stuff they're doing. Talk to you later, D. From Layla Hassan to Diane Gary, date July 3rd, 2017. Subject, ask me anything. Hey D, allow me to copy-paste this glorious extract from my July 1st Ask Me Anything. The internet is just like the ocean, you know. There are some really cool fish and reefs and sunken U-boats, but once in a while there are these trashed rubber duckies that crossed half the globe to gather in piles of useless rubbish, and no one knows how to get rid of them ever. Layla Hassan. Hey, I'm Layla Hassan. Ask me anything. At Little Liz. Hi there. Was wondering what's your favorite geek sound? Like what sound do you love falling asleep to? Layla Hassan. I love the clicking of my blue mechanical keyboard switches. They just have the most satisfying clicks ever. I think I would have slept like an angel in an early 1920s bullpen. All those typewriting clicks. At Scuffle Scobble. What's your favorite song and what does it remind you of? Layla Hassan. Easy. Overtime Food by Raw Victoria. When I karaoke, it's the one song I have to sing every single time. It reminds me of the night I met them backstage at the Madison Square Garden back in 2000. I'm usually the one turning it up to 11, but that time I was so thunderstruck I could hardly move. At Scuffle Scobble. Pics or it didn't happen, Layla Hassan. Pics happened, but there's no way they ever go public. Alright, so we learned a little bit about Layla Hassan's personal life. All well and good. From Layla Hassan to Diane Gary. Date September 29th, 2017. Subject, it's ready. Hey D, I wish this was an audio message so you could hear the nice roar of the portable Animus. Everything seems to be in perfect order. The software is running, my vitals are showing perfectly, and all the tests done on the DNA samples are turning up positive. I've combined some strange strands, and somehow the sequencer always returns a valid simulation to play. I haven't dared to go into any of them. Not alone, not without you. And the Animus isn't ready for a live test either. Maybe I'm just buying time, but that combined strand of both you and Milton looks tempting. Excuse me. All in due time, L. Let's see. From Diane Geary to Layla Hassan. Date September 29th, 2017. Subject regarding it's ready. Are you flippin' insane? There's so much to yell about I don't even know where to start. Milton's DNA, really? Layla, how can you bring him into this? The poor guy, give him a break. I mean, you want to use Subject 17's DNA. Fine, he's dead. But Milton? My Milton? You access his file to save his ass, and you think stealing his DNA profile at the same time is okay? I'll tell you once, my man is off limits. You erase the data, now. Oh, and yes, there was the second thing. Do not go into your Animus. You're a whiz and a genius, and a geek, and an engineer extraordinaire. But you're not insane. We don't know if it works, we don't know what it does, and we don't even know what kind of simulation it runs. Remember the story about Eileen Buck, Subject 0, the surrogate initiative? She was exploring other people's genetic memories and ended up dead with an effing fried brain. You're not toying with an Omega Animus, Layla, it's the real thing. And if you ever want to go in there, we'll need to take all the proper precautions. Please, Layla, I'd hate to see something happen to you. Just wait for me, okay? D. So Layla is eager to test her new Animus. From Layla Hassan to Diane Geary. Date October 20th, 2017. Subject Egypt. Hey Dee, can you pack the sealed container with the immunosuppressants? Just in case. I know the assignment states we're going after yet another artifact of high interest, but, well, you never know. What if there's something else? Can you imagine? This could be a chance to try out our version of the portable Animus in the field. I'm not talking about actually synchronizing with the simulation. Well, I might, but I'm not really, I promise. But you never know. Maybe I'll just do a sequencing test if I find something. If. See? It's conditional. I'll repeat it one more time. If. Feel better? Time to pack. Still good for tonight? Drinks are on me. L. Alright, and the last email. From Layla Hassan to Diane Geary. Date October 21st, 2017. Subject What if? D. Wow, why is my head still spinning? I barely had more than a few drinks. But I just thought of something. You know how the Animus sequences DNA to run simulations based on genetic memories? What if, and this might be the fifth old-fashioned talking here, what if we could actually find a way to do the same through inorganic matter? Sure, we'd be out of codons, but we'd still have molecular structures to work with. I mean, it took years for Dr. Vidic to crack genetic memories, and once he got them, he went nuclear on decoding them. What if he stopped too fast? What if isomers are packed with molecular memories? Okay, maybe molecules are too big. Maybe we need to consider that the information might be stored deep down at the subatomic level. Why would memory latch uniquely onto organic molecules? I mean, I've seen stranger things, but somehow I just can't find any plausible reason why it wouldn't. I wish my middle-of-the-night emails were more about the date I just kicked out, or an obnoxious neighbor. Sorry, I guess you're stuck with me, lucky girl. L. Oh, so they're more than close. Alright, let's take a look at some pictures. New York City, 1989. Riding my bike in Queens without my training wheels. Interesting. New York City, 1994. Up to no good. Yeah, so even as a young kid, she's tinkering with all kinds of things. New York City, 2000. Backstage at the Raw Victoria concert, Madison Square Garden. All right. Berkeley, California, 2004. Best use of Berkeley Storm. So she's in university. Philadelphia, 2011. The Call of Adventures. See you later, Philly. All right, out traveling. Philadelphia, 2017. My entry for the do-it-yourself pinball contest. Yep, always the engineer. Hey, I'm Layla. Ask me anything. Yeah, she's in front of her computer doing an AMA. All right, let's listen to some audio. So long, suckers.
So long, and thanks for all the fish, Berkeley. March 21st, 2006. The day Layla Hassan drops out of college. That's right, Professor Moore. I'm not finishing that Jane Eyre paper. I got a job, and I'm headed to Philly next week. This whole classroom thing, it's not for me. Mom and Dad are freaking out, but they'll accept it. I'll be working towards something real, making real money, and I'll be closer to home. Not that I'll visit any more often. Sophia promised there'd always be a place for me at Abstergo, as long as I show them what I can do with a circuit board and a pair of pliers. Sure, I'll have to work my way up to a place on her special project, but that doesn't matter. It won't be long before she or her father, Mr. Alan Rikkin, notices what I'm capable of and asks for my help on the Animus.
Such ennui, much bored.
I swear, I get more done reading the latest copy of Wired on the toilet than the rest of the guys do all day in the lab. I mean, the body band? Really? If people can't take a walk on their own, they aren't going to listen to a watch that tells them to do it either. This is all so pointless. I should just go back to... Wait. That's probably what the body band would tell me to do. What I should do is build something that will simultaneously blow people's minds and the doors off the Animus project. Nothing at Abstergo Fitness is going to be big enough for that. I'm bored as hell. But there's nothing like boredom to stimulate creativity. Yep. I think the body band needs a little adjustment to its language processing program.
That's interesting. Layla is apparently, well, we knew she's a big nerd, but she's also well versed in internet memes. All right, home again.
The right decision always feels like home. My stuff's the same. My locker smells the same. It's like I never left. But I did. And I can never unlearn what I know now. How will it change my work at the Historical Research Division? Hard to say. All I know is that it will. Ardant booked us a lunch. Nothing fancy. She wanted me to meet Deanna Geary, my new medical officer. She looks like she was born in the middle of a cornfield, but she seems okay. I can't believe she left homemade cookies on my desk. I don't know why I told her about getting stood up last weekend. I never talk about personal stuff at work. At least it seems like I can trust her. You need that to stay alive in the field. Too bad most of Abstergo's tactical units don't consider trust a priority.
Trick or treat.
Aho, the portable Animus. No mention in the official credits, but all those emails, all those middle-of-the-night phone calls from Madrid, there's a lot of me in there. Sophia, if I'd known you just wanted to strip mine my brain and leave me in the dark, I never would have followed you. Go away! There's no candy here! Nothing in life is ever free. Ever. The Animus. I can tell. I know it wouldn't have worked without my advice. Just look how they did the heat sink, the VRMs, the high amperage rating by transistor. It was me who told them it would offset failure of the... What's this? Hello there, DNA reader module. Are you ringing my doorbell? Maybe there's some candy here after all.
Under the hood.
I've come to the conclusion that Sophia is shit at hiring staff. The entire Madrid facility. Ugh. How do they not see it? It would be so easy. You just have to parse the genetic memory input and work from smaller data pools. You could even process incomplete samples and still create a reliable model for high levels of synchronization. The reader module and the decryption software would need an update, but it's doable. Madrid's probably congratulating themselves just for getting this far. Meanwhile, I'm partying with some congealed veggie curry, 3 plasma screens, a disassembled Animus, and Raw Victoria's debut album on loop. Exagete. Dee will be mad when she sees how I use Milton's DNA, but What did she expect when she asked me for help? I needed someone's genetic profile to test the Animus. And, well, his was right there. All in the name of science.
Yeah, kind of funny. A girl called Diana.
I like morning briefings. They're short, minimal nonsense, and they have free coffee. No downtime this week. They're putting me and Dee on a plane to Alexandria 2 days from now. I don't get why Hathaway's in such a rush. We're being deployed to extract an artifact. If it were a person of interest, the push would make more sense. A person could be halfway across the world in a couple of hours. But an artifact that's been sitting around for 2,000 years, it's not going anywhere. An artifact of high interest. Heard that before. It always ends up being some crappy pottery shard or half an old book. My Animus runs on DNA, not tableware. It'll be strange visiting Egypt for the first time since 2013. Back then I went looking for my roots and found trouble instead. It's good that Dee's coming. She always keeps me from doing anything too stupid.
Found a mother lode.
Turns out the artifact of high interest is also a person of interest. A mummy. And a golden opportunity. I've informed Dee of some changes I'm making to our assignment parameters. She acted mad, but I know she's eager to see my Animus field tested. Abstergo won't mind. Well, they would if they found out, but they won't. Hathaway's intel was a disaster. They have no idea what's going on with this extraction. Field tech is fun and all, but that's not why I left Berkeley. If the Animus lets me ride DNA this old, if the reader can model the missing codons and extrapolate the genetic memories that aren't mine, Sophia would lose her Abstergo. Abstergo will come to me on their hands and knees. My name will be right up there with Warren Viddick's. Ana Metakida Minda. Too bad the Madrid facility got blown up. But I bet they'll build a new one soon. This one will be in Philly, and its lead engineer will be Layla Hassan.
Alright, that was all the audio. Let's see what this is. WER. Mind blown, sticky post. At if Layla then Hassan. 16th of February 2017. At if Layla then Hassan is now moderating the WER/mind blown channel. Got a story that sounds like fiction, but that's actually science? Post it. There are minds to be blown and brains to be fed. Play nice or I'll get you banned, for starters. So this is some kind of messaging board. The Voynich manuscript. Another fake so-called Voynich manuscript popped up at auction last week in Athens, Greece. It's the third time in the past 10 years. Funny how this manuscript keeps appearing in history books only to be stolen shortly after. And for what? Flower sketches and esoteric formulas? Rumor has it, even Abstergo has a major interest in the item, but you don't hear that from me. I actually encourage you to search for the Voynich manuscript. You will find something on, I think it's archive.org. It's got wonderful illustrations, and it's an item that people still today haven't been able to decode, at least last I checked. Mindblown 3, Cryodynamics. Crystal balls do exist, they're just shaped like computers. Cryodynamics is right off from Asimov's psychohistory. Forward-thinking scientists are using historical data from the past to build mathematical models that help them predict the future. So far, they're pretty accurate. Problem is, the future ain't pretty. Would you trust your rig to tell you what's coming? Is tomorrow really only a string of numbers? Mindblown 4, Do-It-Yourself Pinball. At Susie Patuti challenges the users of WER/Mindblown to a contest for the best DIY pinball machine ever built. Entries must be submitted before the 18th of July 2017 with a link showing the machine in action. If there aren't any sound or light effects, don't even bother submitting. Hashtag makers gonna make. Hashtag get tinkered. Mindblown 5, Community Manager AMA. Hi, I'm Layla Hassan, and I'll be hosting AMA on the 7th of July 2017. So, ask me anything about WER/Mindblown, life hacks, keyboard pimping, cutting-edge technologies, Zetetics, classic rock, and my travels. Be warned, though, I won't be answering anything pertaining to Abstergo Industries. I enjoy using the word no, so make an effort and ask something that won't bore me. Mindblown 6, Gladstone Kittredge, Esquire. Ground-penetrating radars are used to explore what might be hidden under ancient monuments. Cavities were detected under the Sphinx paws some 20 years ago. Most are natural caves, but some have yet to be investigated. Could one of them be the mythical Hall of Records? A lost library, much like the Lost Library of Alexandria? The idea is not new. Gladstone Kittredge Esquire went on famous digs trying to uncover the lost knowledge in the 9th century. Now, we will actually be exploring the Sphinx, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves. I'm not actually sure what WER stands for. Alright, that was a lot. I think we also have some in the trash we can read. Email from Sophia Rikkin to Layla Hassan. From Sophia Rikkin to Layla Hassan, date August 31st, 2016. Subject, farewell Layla. Status deleted. Layla. There's no nice way to put this, so I'll be honest. We met years ago. I remember seeing you for the first time crossing McLaughlin Hall at Berkeley and thinking just how you would thrive in Abstergo's Young Innovators program. And then I watched you make the jump into the great unknown. But the fact is, even after all the insight you've given us, I'm still not sure I can place my trust in you to be part of the Animus project here in Madrid. How many sanctions were added to your operation file after I asked you to respect the boundaries of your assignments? Too many, Layla, too many. You have a brilliant mind, but you are also unpredictable. I cannot afford to have a loose cannon in the lab, putting the team's progress at risk. It's hard enough to handle the subjects as it is. I wish you would put your spirit to greater use. That I could give you a task and know deep down that the next morning I would find you ironing out the details, and not in the lounge rearranging a highly classified piece of code on an unsecured laptop. Work hard, Layla, and forget about one day moving to the Animus project. Focus on the challenges of the Historical Research Division. They are tailored for you. Perhaps one day, if you change your ways, I'll reach out again, just as I did in Berkeley. But until then, I ask you to respect my decision and stop contacting me. Okay. Oof. From LH to ANZH. From Layla Hassan to Ashraf and Zainab Hassan. Date October 21st, 2017. Subject, hey. Status, draft not sent. Hey mom, hey dad. It's been a while. I hope you're doing okay, and my overprotective brothers too. My next assignment is taking me to Egypt. I'm leaving tomorrow. And well, it made me think of you. Of course, I'm not supposed to disclose any of my mission details, but you know how bad I am with rules. Going back to Egypt, I don't know, it feels right. I wanted you to know. Not sure it'll make you happy, but everything's falling into place, it seems. You never forgave me for dropping out of Berkeley, but in the end I got a place at Abstergo. I gotta make a name for myself. And now it's leading me back to the country of our ancestors, on official business, no less, and not on some backpacking pipe dream. Those were your exact words, Dad. So yeah, I thought maybe you'd like to know that. I could fly back in for a visit when I come back. We could invite Rami and Caden and talk like adults. Well, maybe not Caden. I'm still not sure he knows how to adult. And I could tell you all about my trip, and something else I've been working on. Not sure you'd approve, but I think I'm on the brink of something big. And if I can just show you, you'll understand why I left Berkeley like I did. Being stubborn is the best thing you could wish on a daughter, Dad, I promise. Yeah, I killed the family phone 20 years ago. But because of it, and because of all the other appliances I might have sacrificed along the way, I can build a mean machine today. Interesting. From Layla Hassan to Rami Hassan. Date October 23rd, 2017. Subject, just do it. Status, draft not sent. Rami, long story short, I'm standing in the middle of Alexandria's very busy Souk district, Egypt, not Virginia, Rami. And I have no time for email etiquette. I just need you to send me this picture of Mom, the one we took in Florida while we were visiting all the parks. I think I just found the perfect headscarf to replace the one she lost while we were on the trip years ago. Oh, and don't tell them where I am. It's a surprise. Okay, so that's probably the scarf she's wearing now, I guess. So I think that's everything. This has been a long episode. Let's run around and find the rest of the documents.
Here's the blueprint for my dialysis system mod.
Could have used a bigger fluid chamber.
Could have used a bigger piece of tape over your mouth.
Whoa, so aggro.
Need that med kit. Generator's holding up. Good job, Layla.
Right, let's just go looking for the...
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Look for the rest of the documents. Let's see if we can find them. I don't quite remember where all of them are. I don't remember how many there are either. So let's just have a look around. Here's one.
Oh, my notes on the gene sequencing code.
Are you ever gonna tell Milton that you tested it with his DNA?
No, and neither are you. There's more than one way to donate your body to science. Need that med kit.
That's kind of funny. If you remember from the documents we read.
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
I don't remember what happens if we just walk away. I think we just get teleported back, if I recall correctly. Let's check it out.
Shouldn't get too far from the cave.
Oh yeah, there's an invisible wall.
Need that med kit.
Can we find some documents outside? I don't think so.
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Yeah, so I was wrong about Diane Geary's name being misspelled. It is Geary, not Greary. I believe there are some documents scattered on the on some of these cliffs here, but we are not able to climb yet. So let's just... Oh! Ooh, hidden.
The genetic sequencer blueprint. Never got the creases out.
A little something I like to
Still
call a
looking for the
genetic
cyclosporin?
sequencer.
I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Yeah. Stop nagging. I'll get it when I'm ready. Let's see, did we get any new items on the computer? No. Alright. Let's get the cyclosporin.
Got the cyclosporin.
2 cc should do it. Don't forget the alcohol wipe.
Alright.
I wish I was there to help.
You do a good job looking after me, even from the hotel. And I know how you like your aircon.
Then we're ready to go back into the Animus, but before I do that, I will keep streaming a little more, but I will end the episode of the Let's Play here. So this has been Let's Play Assassin's Creed Origins Part 3. We didn't do very much except getting a little bit familiar with the main protagonist in the modern day, and we had a look at her computer, reading a lot of documents. My throat is a little bit parched. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.